The Air Jordan 12 seems to be very popular nowadays, and everybody's been asking for the return of the taxi. I don't know if this is exactly what you wanted, but it's what we're getting. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on the Air Jordan 12, what they're calling the Taxi Flip, which is a ridiculous name for a shoe that has 0 hits of taxi yellow. The last one that they did like this, it was more taxi than this one. They called Royalty. They had the little gold tabs on there. So this brand is weird right now. But before we deep dive into these bad boys, we do have a quick word from today's sponsor, and that just happens to be Sense Apparel.
Previously on...
Pre-orders for this awesome tee start right now. They're available in 2 colors. Pre-orders end on Friday. Once Friday's pre-orders close, all of the product will be manufactured and will be fulfilled as far as like actually getting to your door within 4 to 6 weeks. And to clarify, this is not a celebration of the X-Men as far as the comics are concerned. I know that that started way back in 1963. This is all about the animated series, and with X-Men 97 coming to a close, which it was amazing.
Same sugar.
That's what this shirt's all about, hence the Since 92. With all that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at these guys. This is the box. It's an Air Jordan 12 style box, and because it's not an original colorway, it's coming with the Jumpman instead of the swoosh. So if you take a look back at the, this shoe honestly doesn't count, this is the original, but this original shoe, as well as the retro, or the most recent retro of this shoe, came in this style box with a swoosh on there. That's why, because that's how they looked way back in 1996. Anyways, as far as this shoe is concerned, they are dubbing these the Taxi Flip. Why? I don't know. They could have come up with any name. Does it matter? Not really, but it is funny. Like, haha funny. Just to see them, I don't want to say scramble, but like, really? Like, if you look at this, what do you think?
You don't want to know what I think.
Okay, fine. I was, in terms of marketing, taxi alternate. If you want to, you know, attach it to the taxi name, like if you have to.
Evil taxi.
Better.
Dark side taxi.
Thank you. That's sick.
Darth Vader taxi.
Welcome to the Darth side. They might get sued if they do that stuff. But you know, it would be way more cool.
Wait, these are not the taxis you were looking for.
Thank you. That's the perfect name. But you got to do it in his voice. These are not the taxis that you were looking for. Even though that's not a good.
That was pretty good.
It wasn't that good.
It's right up there with your Barkley impression.
No, my Barkley impression is terrible. It's terrible, Ernie. Anyways, these guys right here are an interesting look. I don't think that they look bad. That's the funny thing about it, is that the name is like a weird, like, what the f? The shoe itself, though, they look pretty good, especially on feet. I think that they look way better on feet than they do in hand. But the traction on these guys is a beast. It's herringbone from top to bottom. The shoe itself is very clunky when you first start to play in them because there's a full-on shank plate in there. So one of the things that would have been taxi yellow is the carbon itself, which, you know, isn't. That would have been cool. Like if they would have just kept the taxi shank, perfect. Keep the name, we're all good. But instead they've used a simple white and black carbon fiber plate. And if you wanted to see what that looked like, this is it right here. So it's not a full plate, but it's pretty close, you know what I mean? So this is actually from the Jordan Jumpman Pro. The shoe came out in the same time frame as this shoe originally. It was the very first Jordan team shoe, and they had the same exact tech specs and all that kind of stuff. So what's underneath the outsole is this plate right here, and then what's above that is a Phylon midsole. Again, feels pretty clunky because a lot of it is encased in all of this rubber, as well as being attached to that carbon fiber plate. And then inside of the Phylon midsole is one of these bad boys. This is full-length Zoom. This is awesome. It was debuted on this Air Jordan right here. And I don't mean that full-length Zoom was debuted on this Air Jordan. I just mean that Zoom Air made its debut on this Air Jordan right here. All the previous Air Jordans were simply just Air, but the Air Jordan 12 took things up a notch and they used Zoom Air, and it was awesome. And they went with that ever since. There are some shoes that do use a combination of Zoom and Air, like these bad boys right here, but we will talk about these later. Now, one of the weird or jarring things is actually this little Jumpman tab right here, and it's not weird or jarring because it's always been on the shoe, but it's just weird or jarring because it's sticking out like a sore thumb. Good thing you can color this very easily. It's just plastic, so if you don't like the way that that looks, you can paint it or Sharpie it, whatever. I don't recommend Sharpie, that won't look good. But you know what I'm saying, you can cover that up or change it to anything you want. Moving on up to the upper, we've got leather everything, and it's decent leather. It's not anything premium. It's definitely not like the originals. The originals were nice and thick, so hopefully this is gonna show, but like just these strips or the stripes alone, like look at how thick those panels are compared to this. So That's, you know, one discrepancy. And then the thickness right here that you could see of the actual material versus that teeny tiny thin cut. So yeah, they're definitely not like the originals, but they are soft to the touch and they feel good. As far as casually goes, it's strong enough for performance. So if you did want to play in them still, definitely can. Again, it's a clunky shoe to start, but once they start to break in,
It's beautiful.
now, one of the things that I definitely do like though is the tongue right here. I've always loved the 2-3 being spelled out. I like that it's in red. I think that that's really cool. That's what I mean. If this was black right here, but you kept the pops of red, and I bet you that there will be a colorway coming soon that'll be just like this because they're running out of ideas. One of my other favorite parts of the shoe is actually on the bottom and it's sticking out right here at the toe. I've always loved that. Some people hate it. I think it looks really cool. I think it's just cool that he's like stretching out. It's almost like Space Jam. Now, one thing I definitely would have changed that would have made them closer to the Taxi, this is something that they actually did do on those Royalty 12s, is kept the liner black. I don't like that it's white. This stuff looks dingy and old and dirty really fast, and it's gonna do that on this shoe, guaranteed. So that's the only thing that I think would have made them like really, really slick, is if that was actually black. Instead, they're white, and you know, it just looked better black. It just does. The booty though, hot damn, it's fucking gorgeous. That tab is amazing. I love that it says Jordan, quality inspired by the greatest player ever. And then the 2-3 on the back, I mean, come on. And just in case you were wondering, this is the insole. You could take it out and put anything else that you want in there. No, I don't love these Dreamcell insoles whatsoever. I will say that inside of something like this, where it's a beefcake of a shoe and they have something like full-length zoom inside, it doesn't bother me. So if you wanted to keep that in there, go for it. If you didn't want to, again, you can pull it out, put in anything else that you want. And no, they never came with a polyurethane insole originally. That's why some of the retros that do feature them threw me off, and I was like super stoked about that because I love those things. But this is what the original insole was, and it's really just nothing. It's just a piece of hook. As far as sizing goes, go true to size. You should be good to go. If you wanted a super snug fit, like a real 1-to-1 fit, and you were willing to really break these things in, you could go down half a size, but true to size is what's going to work for most people. And with that being said, what do we have for today's question of the day?
Greetings and salutations. If you could be a studio head, which franchise would you take over? DC, Marvel, Spider-Man, Sony? And this needs to come with a John Campea style reasoning.
So did you add the greetings
I
and
did.
salutation? Okay.
Creative liberties were taken.
Well, I'm a big viewer of the John Campea show. If you like movies, movie news, you can go check out their channel. And honestly, half of me wants to say DC right off the bat, just because it's been handled so poorly. But I have faith in James Gunn, so I think that he hopefully will do a good job. We'll see if he actually pulls off like a Nightwing project or something. I heard that Titans is coming, so.
It would be so awesome. It would be so cool.
I think that before I'd be like, oh, I want to do DC, I really want to see what he does first. As far as Marvel goes, it's kind of the same thing. I know that a lot of people are like saying hit and miss and stuff like that with a lot of their projects, and I agree. But I also believe in Kevin Feige, so I wouldn't want to step on his toes or anything like that. I mean, this is the guy that brought us the first 10 years of Marvel Studios, so if that isn't proof that he can do this, then why am I going to muddle things up? You know what I mean? So the only one left over, and the one that keeps f***ing up, is Sony. I would go over there, and I would really have liked to argue with Avi Arad. He only thinks about toys, which I like, but like, no. That guy is what ruined Spider-Man 3, Sam Raimi. He is what ruined what could have been the greatest Spider-Man movie trilogy ever with Andrew Garfield, because that first one was literally amazing, not, you know, pun intended and all that stuff with the title. Like, the suit was weird, but like that second suit, oh my God. It was awesome, but the movie was hot garbage. Even though the Gwen scene still kind of saved it, but still, that Goblin was awful, dude. And that fool was a good actor.
Yeah.
Dame DeHaan.
What was the name of that movie that we liked so much? With the young Michael B. Jordan?
And they come across the asteroid.
Yeah, they get
I said asteroid funny.
Asteroid.
Yeah, I like accentuated the ass. Giggity giggity. But what's it called?
Hold on. Chronicle?
It was that? That was what I was thinking in my head, but I thought that it was Chronicles of Narnia. Wow, I gotta trust my brain sometimes. That was weird. Okay, well anyways, what else did they do? Oh yeah, Madam Web. This Craven movie looks like shit. I love the guy that's in it, but like Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Were they in charge of the vampire movie too?
Morbius? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I'd go Sony, but what about you guys? Which studio would you like to manage or be the head of, and why? Is it the same reasoning as me? In Kevin Feige we trust. I want to see what James Gunn's gonna do, and Sony sucks. So like, fix that. Sound off below, let us know. Also, if you wanted to chime in on these bad boys right here, feel free. Do you think Taxi Flip is a good name? What would you have called them? Because I don't know if you can top her. That was really cool. Top her? Is that, you know?
I'm people's champ, but if you guys would like to try and beat me, go for it.
Ooh, challenge issued. Sound off below, let us know. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate it. Check out senseapparel.com right now. Shirts are available for pre-order. 2 colorways, by the way. I don't know if I said that earlier. Maybe I did. Okay, so yeah, there you go. I hope that you guys enjoy. We'll catch you on the next one. So until then, have a good one.